Hello, hello.
Hello. Hi.
Hello, everybody. It's Friday.
Is it? Yes, finally.
Like we care what day of the week it is.
I really don't, but I do look forward to Tuesday and Fridays when we do the
Yes.
live. It's not just it's so much trouble and we have technical issues. But hello everyone. Hi Cheryl. Snowing in Wisconsin. I also know it's usually very cold in Wisconsin in the winter time.
Hello.
Hey Nina. Hey
Hello.
all. I guess this is Heather from South. Hello from sunny North Carolina. Hi, Kathy.
Hawaii.
Diana, hello. Hi, Lynn. Victoria, Colorado.
Welcome, everybody.
Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hey,
So,
Olga.
so
Happy
again,
birthday.
we're still on channel Christmas. Hello, Olga.
Thank you, Byron. Glad you like the blueberry pie.
Welcome.
Greece. Hi, Greece, Elena.
Welcome, everybody.
Welcome, welcome, welcome. So today we are also jumping in to cookie decorating. It's Friday. We usually decorate cookies today, right? Um,
That's right.
If you missed Tuesday, I'll show you quickly what I did. I've had them drying here. I did marzipan candy canes, so you can rewatch the live. And what did you do? You did
Last time I did meringues.
you did
Floppy.
meringue. So Marlon did meringue. So you guys want to check those out? Those are really awesome.
Thank you, Maria. Yeah, but all of our live streams are available for a replay. So you guys check it out.
Yes,
We have a lot of great projects.
we have lots of stuff. All right, so I'm gonna bring out my cam. Oops.
Oh, oh,
Uh oh. Little dance. All right.
there.
All right, so my hand is here very well. I cut myself, you see, today,
Oh,
not today, a few days ago. Anyway, so today I'm going to do a project that I have done. I've been redoing some of the projects from years ago. And those of you who watched my stories probably saw that I made my honey cookies. And I actually normally use lemon zest. And today I used, or yesterday, whenever I made the dough, I used orange zest, and they are so good. Have you tried? Like I've never tried orange zest in like gingerbread kind of a cookie, but it's so good. It's very very good.
well,
And so
Callie's gingerbread recipe, she puts
yes.
orange essence in hers.
Oh yeah. I always went with lemon zest, but you can actually see specks of orange zest. I made candied orange peel, so I
Oh,
had
I saw that. Yeah.
one orange left, and so that's why I decided to do that. And these, I mean, they're amazing. They smell amazing. I mean, if you haven't made them, they're on the blog. It's a honey cookie recipe, and it's a great recipe to make edible gingerbread houses as well. If you have some kids that like to do that, these are the cutters I used. This is a holy leaf. This is a pretty standard size. I don't know, maybe 3.5 inches. And what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna create little table setting pieces. We're going to stand the gingerbread on top of the holy leaf, so you can make these for your, for your guests for the holidays. So I'm
So
gonna start.
happy anniversary. I just want to point
Happy
out
anniversary! Yes. So today,
next weekend, next Friday, I
next,
mean,
next Friday, Amber is coming to. She's gonna join us on the 19th. I love the cookie, Cassie. There, the scarecrow, exhausted from teaching, no voice, no voice left. Yeah. We'll try to recover. The weekend is coming, so hopefully you can recover. Now, I don't really roll these out very thick. You can make them thicker. Honey cookies have baking soda, so you can see the edges are not super sharp. They tend to kind of get a little rounded, and for some it can be trouble when you're decorating. But well, this is the recipe for the houses that I make to last long, and that when I need like um, precision pieces that are not going to spread or do something funky in the oven. I use the gingerbread construction recipe. It has also lots of spices. Spices are there because they repel pests like ants, and if you have any kind of, I don't know what else. So I mean, especially if you are trying to keep it for longer, ants, they like to, so it'll help with that.
But I thought you put the spices so that it would smell.
Yes, also that it's a double, it suits two purposes. It also smells
So
and
if you
it
hang,
fills the room.
if you hang the gingerbread house around your neck, is it going to repel mosquitoes? Is it like?
No, I don't think that's going to work, guys. But you're more than welcome to try it, and please send us pictures if you do. We will share them everywhere. I imagine having a big gingerbread house on your neck. Yes. So I'm going to be using two colors, two greens. So this is, again, obviously it's starting to separate on me. So this is like a forest green with a little bit of leaf green. And this is more, you can see it's quite bright. So this is more like a leaf green with a little bit of yellow in it. So I'm going to, okay, am I in the frame? Oops. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Byron. We all have to smile more.
Yes, the weather's crappy here too. Is it nice in Spain, Han?
It's not always nice. It's been raining. Like it's not. People think that because I'm in Spain that we like no, not the whole Spain has summer-like weather. We are not that south. Um, so yes, it's quite nice, but it still rains here and it gets cool and we get like a really strong wind. Last night apparently there was such a strong. I slept through it, but apparently there was a really really strong wind. But like I said, I slept through it, so I don't know. You just see the aftermath, with
Yes, yes.
with the needles, or I remember when we first came here, everybody told us, "Don't you have to hide everything when the storm is coming." So you have to make sure we have to make sure that the furniture we have heavy furniture, nothing is going to fly away.
Mm-hmm.
Our neighbor there, imagine like a big glass table. I mean, it's a freaking heavy table. It actually lifted the glass. The wind lifted the glass and pushed it over, and yeah, it broke it. So
I think you're better to get furniture that has like holes in it,
Yes, exactly. Yes, that's what we have. Yeah, that's so the pressure can escape.
Yes, yes.
Okay, where is my scribe? Now, when you're decorating the honey cookies, you don't want to kind of overload it with royal icing because for the reason, like I mentioned, because the sides are kind of rounded. I'm just gonna add my thing a little bit. It smells so good. I think you would enjoy these. Have you made these, Mar?
No, I have not made those. I saw you share. Did I see your ginger cookies somewhere? You shared them somewhere?
I have several recipes actually on the blog in regards to ginger cookies. I also have Gingerbread Man cookies. Those are more traditional for those folks who like to use molasses. They have a stronger flavor. I think Cassie made them, if I remember. Correct me. I think they also taste better like a few days if you let them rest.
Mm-hmm.
They don't get super hard, and they are also great for decorating. So now I'm going to use the same. All of these consistencies are about 20 seconds. You can also 15 to 20, I would say. Should I have a closer? Right. Okay.
So there's a few comments here, Kathy, and I think it's Kim was saying that June did a great job with her stained glass tutorial. So
Yes, she did. It was beautiful.
You guys want to go check out her she did a live, and so she has the replay on her Facebook. You guys can go check it out. There's her handle on Facebook.
Yes.
She shows how to do stained glass cookies.
Okay, so to give these a little bit of a bling, I'm going to, these are gold, do I have them here? Yes. If you can get your hands on these are really nice because these are shimmering gold, fully edible. They're very nice. I like using them. I'm just gonna add a few just to give it a little something. I think in my initial tutorial I used, I painted these veins with gold luster dust. I'm gonna set this aside. This has to kind of crust or dry. So now I have one here. We're going to add berries. You know, the holy berry. So to do that, I'm going to, oh, icing spilled.
What?
Yes.
Camera issue.
All right.
I don't think they're hard, eh? Hand those?
No, these are you can eat. It's not like these rock hard. They're non-parole. I mean, they're not soft as Jimmy's, you know, but
Pretty soft.
They're okay. They're not like hard. They're, I mean, they're not soft, but they're not rock hard. I don't think they are. Okay, I can just okay.
When you bite into the cookie, it kind of like
yeah, it's not that bad. So I'm gonna do. So these I would recommend. You can actually make these ahead of time, and then you could pop these on wet icing, or you can pipe them individually. The only thing is you have to let each one kind of crust in between so they don't blend together. So if you're doing 3, you have to do it in 3 steps, or you can pipe them further apart to save you time. And this icing should be slightly thicker. So, you know, when I use icing that is too runny, now I'm gonna shape it into a star, I guess, something like that. And then I'm gonna just add a little dot of white for the reflection. Oh, am I using right and wrong? Oh, yeah, I am.
What thickness is your cookie? Diana wants to know how thick you roll that. Is it 1/4 inch?
Well, honey cookies don't roll 1/4 inch because they do get puffy, but you could roll them 1/4 inch. They will get nice and thick. These are not even that. I think, what did I use? What's the, maybe 16 of an inch? Or 3/16 of an inch?
Did you use the thin rolling guides?
I did use really thin rolling guides. If you do 1/4 inch, they will puff up quite a bit, which is really nice. I mean, they do stay soft. So if you like that kind of thickness, it's going to work. You're just going to have a thicker cookie. And then you have to most likely extend the baking time because you want to bake these for a little bit. So now I've got one. Oh, look, there's a little crater. That's okay. We can live with it. Hi, Joseph.
Hello, Joseph.
How is the book coming along?
Would you compare a honey cookie to a gingerbread cookie?
Yes. I would. It's a type of a gingerbread. It's type of a gingerbread. See, in the beginning of the gingerbread, whatever journey, when I looked up the history, I think it was Greeks or Romans or something. They used gingerbread honey cookie. I call it honey cookie because there is not like it should be, I guess, called gingerbread, but we call it honey cookies. So the dough was made actually they put it in the barrels, and it was gifted to the bride or something when the wedding was happening, and it would be in a barrel for years, from what I understand. And back then they used different molds. I'm sure you've seen like different wooden molds with different images that they would carve, and that's what was used. It was more like a honey bread than a cookie.
Yes.
Honey bread, because sugar wasn't, present, so honey was used. All right, what am I doing? I'm getting distracted. All right. Okay. But these are very popular with the kids, I have to say. Very popular with the kids because it's such a mild flavor, and they're absolutely fantastic in if you're having tea or coffee, especially tea. If you dip them in tea, oh, so great cookie. All right, so then you have to let it crust and then do another one. So I already did the 3 ones, so you get the idea about this, okay? Now for the gingerbread people, I've got a female and a male. And hello, Canada. So this is the icing I'm going to be using. Now I'm also going to do some shading, but it's totally optional. I don't think we actually need it. And to color this icing, I used ivory and I added just a touch of orange, believe it or not. So you can just use ivory, but I added a touch of orange.
So were you trying to match the color?
No, I was not. I know Marlene is going to say, why would you try to match the color of the cookie? What's the point here? But you're not going to say that? Be honest.
No, I thought that you just wanted it in icing, I guess. But I mean,
I wasn't trying to match it, but
it's pretty.
You don't have to, like, honestly, you don't have to even like ice the whole thing. You can just do the eyes and some of the details, and because it's such a dark dough, it shows up really nicely on it. But today I'm gonna ice the whole thing. So when I'm flooding, I'm increasing the pressure on my piping bag, so more icing is coming out.
Denise, you find it? Let me find her right here on her Facebook page. Look for June there. The Barack, is it? Baker?
Yes. All right.
Yes, she did. She's not very politically correct, I have to say.
Okay. I guess I have to be very mindful what I say live now.
When cookies get controversial, you know.
Yes, indeed. Well, I was looking up some gingerbread man cookie decorating ideas, and some of the ideas were quite interesting, I have to say. Like, okay, I don't know. I mean, bedroom interested, you know what I mean?
Yes. Well, yes, I've seen that set. There's a set of gingerbread.
Seen that set? Okay.
There's a risque gingerbread cutter set. You guys can Google it. I'm not going to be posting it today.
So I'm just gonna use this is brown. You don't have to do this. This is just kind of give it a bit of a. And so then you have to let this dry, okay, or crust. Now, similarly, we would do the female, okay, or the girl, whatever you want to call it, or a Scottish man in his kilt. So I'm going to start. I mean, they're both quite similar. I'm gonna start with this guy here. So now I'm gonna be using white real icing, and this white, it's about. Oops. It's Friday. We sure we can talk about that. Yes. Oh, gingerbread cutters. That sounds fun. So I'm going to.
Cute, actually, the gingerbread. I saw those.
You know who has the gingerbread? It's like a Kama Sutra set.
Are we going there?
Betty Page, she has a set, and she actually just released a book, Baked Ideas, on Instagram. She has a cool set of cutters that are very sexy. I don't know why I'm continuing with that subject, but okay. So now I'm just gonna add some. These are nonpareils. I'm overloading it with them. Okay. Oh, this would be time when Jeremy would insert a comment. Yes, I'm sure. Well, that's how I see them. They're sexy cutters. So now we're just gonna make the eyes. I totally skipped the eyebrows, but you can do the eyebrows as well. What? I wanna laugh.
I'm laughing because, we're worried about the gingerbread man's eyebrows. Just funny, right? Because
So
they
yeah.
have eyebrows. I don't know. I have to look at Gingy from Shrek. Did he have eyebrows?
So to make the eyes and the mouth and the cheeks, I'm using icing that is kind of like a toothpaste consistency. Okay. So now we're going to add buttons. I mean, no, the whole idea is to make these table setting cookies. So I'm going to, you can easily use, well, he's got eyebrows hiding underneath the sprinkles. You can use real icing to pipe the name, but I think it's just so much easier for all of us to use edible marker. Wouldn't you agree?
Absolutely.
So, okay, whose name? I'm gonna see whose name I'm putting on this. Okay.
And can I just say, if anybody struggles also to write with the marker, you can wrap them and print tags and attach it to the bag. Like,
so whose name are we doing?
there was there was a mom
I think we need to do Sally because Sally, she's been really doing.
Yes, there's a young lady watching us. It's a mom wrote. There's an
Or we can do, okay, guys, or we can do where Joseph. Maybe if I can pick Joseph. Is Joseph still watching?
everybody's name.
Oh yeah. Okay, who are we putting on? Mar, you decide.
I'm not going to be taking that pressure. Forget about it. It's all
Now
you. Off
you-
the table.
Okay.
Oh yes, there. Non-Jamie. Jamie saying her name is.
Yeah, it's Nanjing. I was thinking because yeah, exactly. Right? Buster. Oh, Kathy. Oh, that's yeah. I'm going with
safe.
Buster. That's thank you for the safe.
Oh yes, Olive.
Oh, well, only we can do on a girl. I'll do that. So Buster.
First one who said hello. Oh, you're a guy. My husband is Jamie. I just assumed because most times Jamie is a woman. But hello, Mr. Jamie. We always
Hi,
get
Mrs.
calls
Jamie,
here.
yes.
We
So
always
Buster,
get calls here for Mrs. Jamie, but I'm married to a Mr. Jamie
oh, he gets ginger. Oh,
all the time.
it's a Buster. Oh, really?
Yes. Oh yeah, Ginger would have been a good one too.
Yes. I think we'll do Olive because it will be. I'm gonna send her a picture. She will be thrilled. I'm sure. I mean, I will send her mom a picture. She will show it to her. So now I'm gonna get the do the buttons. And now I wanted to initially use transfers, but hey, I mean, why stress when we don't have to, right? So
I've never seen those sprinkles before.
Oh, these are, I've had these for a while. These are Wilton. So you can use these as buttons. I'm gonna get 3. And what I ended up doing, I ended up piping dots. And then we can place these on. It kind of looks like there is a thread, you know what I mean?
Oh yes, that's right. You're right.
That's unusual. I'm actually right.
That's right. Enjoy it while it lasts.
Okay. So you can do buttons. And then bottom teeth, you could do zigzag. But what I did the sprinkles, which I could have easily done when I did the top, but I forgot. And you can make these individually. You don't have to have them standing up like I'm going to do. You don't have to do that. But I just like this, cookie to stand up. It's just.
Well, it gives them a little extra oomph.
Yes. Yes, you can put it on a plate or like in front of the plate or something like that. Okay.
I mean, that would be a cute party if you have it a birthday during the holidays. The gingerbread man kind of like can dance the line between holiday and birthday.
Yes.
Gingerbread decorating party.
Okay, so this is Buster. I'm gonna slide him. Oh, how am I on time? Let's do. Should I do it? I'm gonna do really quickly, Olive, and then I'll give you the. Okay, Olive is going to have also sprinkles on her head because, right?
Because yeah, you should always wear sprinkles on your head. That's the way it should be.
Do you still continue buying sprinkles despite the fact that you probably have a full cupboard of them?
I don't really buy so much sprinkles. I buy like sanding sugar and I'll buy nonpareil, but not like that. Those mixes so much.
Uh huh. Yes.
Kathy wants to know about your little bucket.
My little bucket. It's amazing, huh? My little bucket. Everybody's loving my little bucket. My little bucket. It's actually from Yummy Nummies. It's from dollar store. It was like a toy or something. So I just yeah. You can actually get in in a party supply store. You can get tiny little spoons. They're plastic spoons. They come in a set of like 10, 12, or maybe even more. It's really cheap. So you can get those instead. And I have those somewhere. So if I find them, I'll show them to you. Not today though, because I really don't know where they are. But you can also use those. They do come handy. Oh, little little. The smile is not as nice as I have liked. Okay. So now, how do we spell olive? It's just like olive.
I believe so.
Okay. Is it right? Yes. Okay. So now the buttons, I'm going to do red instead of pink. Yeah, I bought those a while ago, and I rarely use them, the sprinkles. So this is a good
Well, like
idea.
so many things, we buy them because they're so cute and we have to have them. Then you bring them home and you're like, oh. But a lot of the sprinkles, the ones with the pasta inside that are like so hard.
Yeah,
I
I'm
mean,
not a fan of those. Those are really great for accents on cakes, or even they're good also on cookies. But you have to make sure that you tell people that they better
yeah,
take them off, or they can book a visit at the dentist.
yeah,
It
exactly.
is highly that somebody may chip a tooth, or it just might hurt your teeth. As we get older, it's not so pleasant to eat such hard things. Oops.
And then, just for anybody to note, don't put that type of stuff if you're making gluten-free products, because then it's not gluten-free. There's flour in the sprinkles of all things.
Oh yeah, that's true. So there's Olive, and we've got Buster.
Very cute.
Okay, now quickly, just to demonstrate, you can use, and this is something I actually learned from Kali. See, couple years ago, she had done this. So if you're doing many of these, it's kind of pain to if you are going to stand them up. I'm gonna use this to keep them upright.
Cooling rack.
Yeah, cooling rack. So what you can do, you can. I think I can use a cooling rack, right? Am I doing something wrong? What am I doing? Oh, okay. You put it like this. Let's say you put it on a tray. Oops, you can't see anything, huh?
We're a little bit close in the.
Yes, you put it on a tray, and then what you can do Oh, it's not. He's not gonna fit in there. Ah, ah. So disappointed.
You can't go in from the top?
Well, this is becoming troublesome.
Too fat? He has to go on a diet?
He's too fat. He's too fat.
The chubster.
No, he's not fat. He's not fat. He's just right. He's not right. Buster is not fat. We don't call Buster fat. No, nobody's fat in here. So anyway,
Well,
so
he's trying to fit. He's trying to fit through the
so that
bars.
doesn't fail. I wanted to make it easy. So what I ended up doing, you are going to glue it on. So I'm going to use. Oh, hey, I have some that are done here. Well, this should work. It's not going to slide anywhere. Hopefully, the icing, right? So now I'm using stiff icing here on his feet, piping leaves kind of shape. What? Not fat shaming. No, we are no. We are not doing that. Absolutely not.
He doesn't want to go to jail. That's right.
Absolutely not. He's perfect. He's perfect. He's hiding, six pack underneath.
He's hiding a six pack.
Yes. So there you go. So you can put it on like this. Now, if you hold it for a couple, whatever, 30 seconds or something, it usually kind of stands up. What you can do, you can prop it up. For now, you could put, prop it up like, let's say, I'm just gonna show you one, right? But you get the idea. So if you have, what are they called? The rubber, help me out, rubber mats. So you put it on the big rubber mat, you place them on, and then you use a little skewer or a toothpick or something just to keep them from falling. And it will take maybe 30 minutes or something, and then it will stay upright,
Yes, she did use the same consistency for both.
Yes, that's correct. See, I've got one here. Let me just prop this up so he's not going to fall, because I don't want Buster to.
Yes, it's like a holly leaf snowboard. That's right, Shanna.
Yes. Holly leaf snowboard. All right, so let's see. So I'm going to just do this. Okay. Okay, he's definitely not standing up. This is sliding. Sorry, folks. Oh, now I poked him in the eye. I poked him in the eye. This is terrible. I forgot to bring my my rubber mats. That's the problem. All right, so here is one that is standing up, and you can place it on a plate, and there you go.
Yes, I think isomalt would work too.
Yes. You could also what I've done. That's true, Diana. Because in the past I've done caramel. I melted sugar, and you can dip it, and it's pretty much instant. The gluing is instant. The only thing is this is going on royal icing, so the base would have to be most likely the cookie. I don't know what it would do with a royal.
I don't know. I never tried that.
So poor Buster. No, but yeah, Buster. Yeah, I'm gonna have to repair his eye, but he's doing well, right? Yeah. All right. So that's for me today.
Thanks, Han. Yes, edible glue. I don't know that edible glue would work. It's not that strong.
The quickest is the caramel or isomalt, I would say. That's the quickest, but you have to have, I believe, bare cookie, not the iced cookie, because I don't know how hot caramel would actually do with the sugar.
Yeah, microplane on the feet.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Microplane on his feet, yes. Or you can just keep the whole, 3D thing. You can just do it flat, and that will also.
How long have you been decorating, Han?
2008, since 2008. Well, I have to say, I actually made a snowman on a snowboard years ago. It's actually, I don't know if it's on my blog, but definitely on Georgiane Lyle Aloha blog. It's a snowman on a board, it's a snowman on a snowboard cookie. It's hilarious. All right, so you are going. I'm gonna remove myself, and there.
Is it going to go on? Come on now.
Give him a pedicure, yes. Oh, thank you, guys.
Of course. Why? Why would it
Kitchen
be
scale.
easy?
Oh, Kim, I can recommend a kitchen scale. Okay, so while Mar is taking care of the problems. Oh, my kitchen scale picture is not here. Oh, here it is. This is my favorite kitchen scale. Favorite. I have two of them. It's a perfect gift for anyone who likes to cook. The front, it's retractable. So if you have a large bowl on it, you can still see the measurement. It weighs in pounds and also metric. It's on Amazon. You can also get it in Bath and Bath if you have Bath and Bath store. With a coupon, I think. But it wouldn't be so bad if you wanted to support me. You can buy it from my Amazon shop. I have it listed there. Absolutely love it, and I've tried so many scales. Love it. And I think the brand, I think it is Oxo. I have it here actually. Are you ready?
I am.
Okay, excellent.
Testing. Does this sound okay?
Oh, look at these. Aren't these adorable? Love it.
Am I having a sound issue?
Can you say something? Like
Testing. 1, 2, 3.
the best test would be if you started singing something from Frozen. Like
Yeah, that's not going to happen.
No? Okay.
Not going to happen. All right. So last year I made this little guy. And so he is a puzzle. He's 4 cookies with the tie. And if you look, they're like leaning on each other. They're not cut like a puzzle. They're just kind of resting on each other. And the snowman here is actually like trimmed so that it's like a puzzle cookie and it lays flat. So I made another version here. There's a snowman version, a Santa version, and today we're working on the snowman. I actually did a supply list in the coffee shop. If you guys want, you can go get that. It's free. So I have the supply, and I have a few like project details attached. So here are the cutters for you guys to look kind of how it was pieced together. So you want to get a snowman head that is proportionate to your candy corn cutter, because the candy corn cutter is the body, so you want something proportionate. You could also use an Easter egg. And if you look at the arms, okay, the arms are made out of this cutter. So these are letters by Sweet Sugar Belle. And if you look at the Y there, I'm using the Y cutter to kind of notch off one of the arms off the Y to make the little kind of bent arm. And you can also use a 7. So that's how I made the arms. So back to this. So I used the Y cutter to trim off the candy corn and like fit on the arm. And then you see the little gingerbread man. He's got also the Y kind of notched out so that they would piece together. But then I used the gingerbread man also to create an impression so that I would get my piping line. So this document is actually with the supply list so that you can kind of see it. Another example of it here is the last year again I made, or it might have been the year before, I made this guy here. So this is the elf on the shelf guy, and again pieced together with there's a 7, a 1, and here it is finished. You can see, you can make these cute little gift sets.
So cute, adorable.
And so that's it. It's just a different kind of like way if you want to make a cute like gift. So we're working on that. Okay. I'm going to move this out of the way. So
before I interrupt you, before I jump in. Okay, so here. I was not lying. Okay.
So I just want to show you guys, you see, so these are his feet. This is a heart. I used the candy corn to cut off the fit for the fit. So you're using the cutters where you want it to fit to cut. If you use a knife, then it'll be straight here and you're not going to get this perfect seam. You want to avoid baking powder because baking powder tends to like make things warp. And you can see here, you can make it all in white. It's a snowman. Snowmen are classic white. But if you want to add a little bit of interest, I like to add either a little bit of like, You can use gray, you can use Wedgwood, you can use, this is a little blue, and it just gives a little kind of, you know, like makes it a little bit less just flat, you know, just white. So any questions here?
Let me see. Sorry. Everybody's loving it. Cute, cute, cute. Candy corn, shocking. Everybody's loving it. You are brilliant to use number cutters. Adorable. Bye, Joseph. Thank you for joining us today.
And so here I'm adding just that little sliver of blue. And so this is just blue, you know, some colors like red and black, you have trouble getting it to where you want. Blue, however, is one of those colors you add very little and it's very dark. So
yes,
you want to go slowly with the blue. Like even don't put it in your bowl, add it, like put it on a plate and then add it with
yeah, I totally agree with you.
needle tool.
Many times I would add blue and it was too, like if you want really, really subtle blue, you just need to use a little bit. Totally agree.
So there was a question before about the using the two, like, you know, not needing an outline and a flood consistency. So it's a misconception that you need a very thick icing to outline and a very runny icing to flood. So if you agitate, if let's say your icing is not leveling, this motion here, that's all that's required for the self-leveling to occur, and the icing just heals. So now I'm adding the blue on this side because the shadow is being cast on the same side. So I'm just adding that, and now I'm going to add my other foot. You want to try to avoid them touching the two toes. So he's kind of like pigeon-toed, but it's just what works with this heart shape. And then once it's dry, I don't have another one of the feet, but once it's dry, you want to wait a little bit longer than just crusted because I'm adding a second layer of icing for the feet. And you can see it here. You see it adds a little bit of cute there to have the feet a little bit more dimensional. So it is a kind of big area. It's more than just a line. So if you're adding just a line on your icing, you can wait till crusted. But this can sometimes cause this area here to crack because it's like heavy, you know, just the weight of it. So you want to wait an hour for it to dry, and then you can come in and add your second layer of feet. Okay, so that's done. Now here is the body. So I'm just going to add again, you want to cast your shadow on the same side. And I'm imagining, so his arm is here. So I'm adding my shadow like this. And the icing hides the seam. So this is a Franken cookie. Franken cookie comes from, you know, Frankenstein that pieced together his monster. So we're piecing together our design with multiple cookie cutters. Obviously you can hand cut, but the Franken cookie is slightly faster if you're making a lot of cookies. Of course you can buy the shapes, but if you're on a budget, and sometimes we're only making certain designs, you know, for one season, and then we want to move on to something else. This is just a way to, you know, get creative and use what you have.
So Yvette is asking, I noticed sometimes cookies being decorated seem it is on the back side. Is there a right and wrong side to decorate on? Now, Yvette, usually like the cookies I decorated, because they are slightly rounded, so a lot of times people will choose the underside because it's more flat to decorate. That would be one reason, right?
Mm-hmm.
What would be the other reason, Mark? Do you know?
Maybe to make a cookie pop?
To make a cookie pop, maybe, yes.
But really, it's usually, and the other thing too, some people I've heard it's so that both sides are pretty. Sometimes the underside can be less pretty, and so then you have the nice baked.
Oh yeah, that's true. Karen says that half the time when she's shaking the cookies, it ends up flying across the kitchen.
I'll make sure you have a good grip. All right, so this is the base layer, and you want to have it like leveled, okay? So in the magic of Livestream, this one is made. Now, when you're working with sanding sugar, if you look at the buttons there, those are sanding sugar, coated in sanding sugar. If you don't want to buy a ton of different sanding sugars because they come in a rainbow of colors, just get white, and then you can coat your colored icing. So I wanted it to look like he had coal buttons, and so I'm going to be coating a black dot. And I did add some little guidelines there just to know where to put my stuff, and I'm working in a bead tray. This is to collect the leftover sanding sugar. So I'm adding a little dot of icing. Now, sanding sugar, you add that while the icing is wet so that it can stick to the surface. And sanding sugar, if you're a beginner, is a great thing. It hides any like not so perfect piping.
It adds very nice. It's also kind of shimmers a little bit, so it's really nice to use sanding sugar.
Yes, very, very pretty.
Yeah, like you said, white sanding sugar, it just works on anything.
Well, if you don't want to have a ton of different things, sanding sugar is also available at bulk stores. It's available at Walmart. It's a product that's not so expensive. So here I'm using a PME tip. This is kind of like a basket weave, and the number is 30R. I don't have it on the supply list. I forgot to add this particular thing. So it's a very narrow basket weave, and I'm going to be adding kind of like a knit. So let's put this.
It's like it's almost like a bow kind of a thing, or ribbon. Sorry, ribbon.
Yeah, it's like that. But it's got teeth. And so I'm starting from the outside, and you see I'm doing kind of like a tier, and then I'm crossing over, and it's to give the look of knit. And I'm taking it to where this part's going to go down, and then so it's going to hide the end. So then I'm going on this side, and I'm doing the same thing.
We do have a couple questions. Kim is asking about what is your thought process on coming up with these ideas? She can't share them with you. It's a secret.
My ideas are, I don't even know. It's, I think, an affliction. It's like, it's just something that I can't control. It keeps me up. I don't even know how, like, it just happens.
Yeah.
It just happens. So for this guy here, I added little tassels, and I don't have the round piping tip right here, but we're just going to skip it on this version. And I'm starting from this part here, and then I'm going to, like, the end will be down here. So I'm starting here, and I'm doing exactly the same thing now, but the scarf is hanging. So the direction of the knit, you see it's going this way now. It's just so that it looks more authentic and real. So I've got my knit, and you see how this little detail just adds to the overall design, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. We do have a question from Heather. How would you pack, but maybe you can talk about that later. How would you package it for shipping?
Shipping, well, you'd have to individually wrap them, I guess, because they're kind of like, you know, I mean, this thing is, it's going to move around. It's a puzzle. So I guess you'd bubble wrap them, and maybe you could include a picture on how to assemble it. So now once you've got this, now you can add your little arm. And so I'm just.
Oh, you just got me an idea.
Like so. And then his little fingers here, they're sticks. So just like that. And there's his little arm on his waist. He's being very, you know, cheeky. Moving right along.
The chic snowman. Angela is asking, is this shortbread cookie that you're using?
It is a shortbread, this one.
Is it?
It is. It's not a sugar. Because it doesn't move as much when you bake it. All right, so now I'm just adding a little guideline just for a reference to know where I'm going to end his head. And again, we want to do the shading on the face there. So I'm just adding a little sliver for myself to know where to put it. So I'm just adding this little bit. So Han and I both have groups where we teach cookie decorating. So if you guys are enjoying our teaching style, you can check that out. It's on Patreon. And we also have our templates, and I have some classes in the coffee shop. And there's a ton also of cookie kits. If you don't have a ton of gear, the cookie kits are great
Cookie
because
kits are also, yes, on Global Belly, you mean?
yeah, because you don't have to buy a ton of stuff. You can start with one project and
Yes,
see if you like it.
there's a lot of Christmas stuff that we released, and also new stuff, new gingerbread house I did, and yeah, it's all available at Global Belly. I'm looking for the link here. Global Belly. So this is the website. You can just type in Global Belly Montreal Confections or Global Belly Hanilas, and our individual shops will come up.
So you see how that shaking really heals out the icing. Consistency is I think the biggest struggle a new cookier would have is to get the consistency right. So, and the other thing, like that's one of the comments I get is everybody kind of, because it was the way that it was always done, thinking that you need these two consistencies, the thick and the thin, but there's so much prep. So if you can cut the prep in two by eliminating one of the consistencies,
Yes.
right? I mean, you're going to save yourself so much time. So this is pink. You can do a little blush with some petal dust, but I'm just adding in the wet icing, just a pink dot. It'll sink in there because I'm adding it while the base is wet. And I'm going to fill
Hi, Julie. Thanks for joining us today.
And it will self-level. I made my icing yesterday because yesterday I prepped this. And so it's already a little bit thicker. I'm not in the habit to put my piping bags in a Ziploc bag. Maybe I should do that, but you can see it heals just that shaking. Okay. Now, ideally, you'd wait for this to crust a little bit before doing the hat, but I'll do it now.
Oh, Sandra, there is nothing to be scared of. Royal icing shouldn't scare you. It's just sugar and egg whites.
Well, I said this one time in one of my YouTube videos. I said, what's the worst thing that could happen? You're going to eat an ugly cookie. That's the worst case scenario if you try it. Now I'm doing this.
Warm Sydney, Australia. It's summer in Australia, no?
It is. I'm seeing my icing. I had thickened it up to do the eyes. Yes. And it's not. Now this is the line too thick to heal. I guess I could, because, you know, I've made about over 1,000 cookies. I could fiddle with it. But for you guys, this is needlessly thick. And it's just going to give you a headache. So I'm going to leave it. I'll scrape it off after. Oh, here, let's do a scrape off for you guys.
You could always, like, if something like this happened, you could always ice it and then you crust it and you create the texture with, you poke it with.
I just want to show, if you screw up, let's say you don't like something, you can just take a flat spatula, like I have this here, you see it's like flat so it can go on the cookie, and you just take off the icing. Ideally, when you're taking off icing, if you wait a little bit, it dries, and then you can kind of chip it off and it doesn't smear.
Yes.
So that's a trick if you are, you know, if you've piped a line on top of a base that was kind of dry, you can chip off the icing you don't like. So I'm just going to leave that.
Yes, Karen, you are right about that. Yes.
What?
I apologize. It's not like it's bored. It's fantastic. I get up early. So
she just finds me terribly boring.
No, I don't. It's fascinating. Actually, I found it very soothing when you were removing the icing. It's weird. Like, it was kind of very satisfying when you were removing it.
So I'm going to turn him this way, and about at the middle of the face here, I've got this icing's actually thicker because I want the lines to hold as I pipe my carrot, and I'm doing a circular motion. When I know I want it to stop, I'm going to stop squeezing so that when I pull away, it tapers, and then we get a cute little carrot. Once you've got your carrot on, then you can kind of know where to position your eyes. So I'm going to do the eyes right kind of above, and you want them obviously the same size. You can use pearls, but in this particular case, I thought I'd do it all in icing. So there it is, okay? And now I'm grabbing my red icing, and I'm just going to add a little ribbon on his hat.
Nice.
And
Bobby
you
says, I've become a master at scraping icing off cookies.
it's a skill. And
It's a
then
skill. It's a great skill, yes.
while it's wet,
These cute little
that's from my
gingerbread
ugly
man
sweaters the other day.
sprinkles. That is so cute. Mini gingerbread man sprinkles. Adorable.
Same marker that Han had drawing eyebrows. Now, when you're doing a smile, don't practice with your edible marker because they're expensive. Practice with a pencil. Get your flow. Now, ideally, you commit to the line. If you stop, you'll get a break. You want to commit. You just do it. Jump, jump. So I'm connecting the two pink dots. You can go more round or pointed. I'm going kind of for a pointed a little bit there, and then the little lines for the corners. And there.
Adorable. Super cute.
And on this one here, I don't have the icing, but you see I added with a star tip the
Oh.
little
Yes, that is cute.
of fluff. So here is the gingerbread man. And you can see here, you see this is where I piece them together, and this is where I press to get the gingerbread man. Thank you, Kim. I'm glad you found me. So now
the next one is the bake time for different sizes. It's the hardest thing for you. Oh, well, you can maybe we can talk about that later. Go ahead.
I just want to mention, so here there's a little crack there because it's a Franken cookie, okay? So you want to inject the icing in there because you can end up with a little dip in that. So ideally, actually, you would spackle that with some thicker icing if you have any joints or seams from a Franken cookie thing, because once the flood icing kind of starts drying, it can cause, like I say, a dip into that little crevice. And it's unfortunate, you know, it'll cause a little imperfection. And I mean, it's not necessary to get it perfect, but if you can avoid little things that, you know, so it's just a 2-second thing. You just kind of like spackle in with a little spatula, your boo-boo stick, a little thick icing in there and fill in the gap. You can see my icing slightly darker here, but you have your little gingerbread man. And here is the little kind of, so we'll finish him. So he's got little wiggly lines at the end of each of his limbs. The hole is probably a bit big, but we'll just make it do.
Cynthia also watched you from the beginning. You inspired her. She was making cookies.
Oh, thank you.
So
always makes me happy to hear. So here he's got a little pie. I'm doing triangles. And then once this has had time to crust, I'm going to add the little knot, okay? And then his little nose is just a little jelly bean. And again, I don't have, I'll do black buttons. I didn't switch out my
what do you know what the consistency was for your gingerbread man?
Oh, it was probably a 20-second, 15-second. It was runny. So then little buttons on him. And the little cheeks was a similar face that yours. We didn't even see each other's thing, but it was a similar. So again, if you don't have the powder for the blush, you can just do the little pink dots like that. And so this one is different because on the snowman, it was like in the wet icing, so it sank. And here it's like above, so it's staying above the base layer. And now I'm grabbing my marker, adding, oh, it's the wrong end. This marker has two ends. It has like a fatter end and a super thin. And now I'm just going to do his little smile. Oh, and I had put little lines for his little crinkly eyes. There we go. So once we've got all that on,
Super cute.
we're doing the arm for the other side now.
So Sally said that the gingerbread man was holding the spoon.
Holding a spoon?
Yes. Okay, Karen says, my intro to you both was when I was researching soccer balls and came across Hani's template. That led me to you all. Oh, my soccer ball template. Yes, it is the most popular template ever. So glad it was helpful.
So there it is, you see? So there's this little arm holding. So let's put it together. We've got all our pieces.
Oh, look, this is so sweet. Thanks for sharing all these stories. Joanne says, I was voting for Mar on the cookie contest. She did the best pine cones.
Oh, thank you. Yes, that's the Christmas cookie challenge one. So there he is. So there's the little snowman, and you can see how it just makes it a little bit more giftish.
I'm thinking I might do something like that for my nieces. That might be cute for them to kind of play with,
like it's an edible
with the honey cookie dough recipe.
And so you can see here the Santa version, very similar. You know, he's holding the tree as opposed to the gingerbread man. The feet are the same. You know, and it's just a slightly different version. So get creative.
Is your contest still playing and the challenge?
Well, now with how if you have Food Network, you can watch stuff.
What was the season?
It's season 3, and it was like home holidays or something. It was like, I think episode 7. And yeah, it's if you have Food Network, you can watch the episodes. It's not like before when you had to wait for something.
Remember how we watched it? Yes. It? Marilyn wasn't able to watch it because she's in Canada, right? So we when I lived in States, we had it. So we were I don't remember how we did it. We had a
we were watching it kind of on.
I think it was like from Skype or something. Like I had the Skype, and she was watching, we were commenting. It was kind of very funny.
Well, it's a weird thing to be on an episode you can't even see.
Yeah,
so that's it, guys.
Oh yes, so the packaging would be individual, or right? You had mentioned before.
Well, ideally, I think it would be a rectangular box. You know, like they sell like the 1-inch kind of rectangle with a window. I think, and then you put some paper, that confetti kind of paper in there to kind of hold them in position. That's what I would use. So if you're cutting these yourself and you're doing a Franken cookie, you can kind of like gauge the size. So get your box, measure it, and then do your prototype and see how big it's going to be to make sure it fits. Yes. But let's say this was not cut. Well, if you're layering them like this, you can kind of adjust the size. You see, you can make it a little bit shorter. Let's say your box, I took off at least 2 inches by doing it like that, and it's still cute, Like it's just giving it a different angle. If I move it here, you can see, like that. So
I also like to bring up this question because I didn't want to forget about Denise. So the different baking times. So if you're really struggling, I think it's best to learn how to gauge when the cookie is done just by looking at it in the oven. So it should no longer be shiny on the top. Like usually you see the shiny part in the middle, like it tends to bake from the outside to the inside. So it's no longer shiny, and it should be like puffed up. And I mean, nowadays I bake, I don't know about you more, but I like to get like little golden edges. So that's also good to see if you have golden edges. That would be a good indicator.
Ideally, keep the sizes as close to the same on your tray.
On a tray, because then you have to come in and take actually the smaller cookies out of the oven, because then they would probably overbake. Okay, we did have a few more questions.
That's a good idea. Absolutely.
Thank you, guys. Oh, Sally, good luck. I hope you can relax at the hairdresser. Thank you, June. Thank you.
Well, thanks everybody. Glad you liked
Thank
it.
you, guys.
I'm guessing, Cynthia, if you Google, maybe you'd find something for the little mailboxes. I don't know where you're located, but a few years ago I saw people finding them at Target, the little
Oh, thanks,
mailbox.
Kim. I like this. Feels Good Friday. Hashtag.
Thank you, Shanna.
Thank
Well,
you,
we're
guys.
so grateful that you guys hang out with us.
Yes, we do look forward to it. So we will see you back again on Tuesday, 1 p.m. usual time, Eastern time. And in the
And
meantime,
Friday, Amber will be back
Friday,
on Friday.
Amber will be here decorating with us. She will join us on Friday the 19th.
So thank you guys for joining us,
Have
and
a
we'll see you.
fabulous, fabulous weekend. Stay warm, or if you are in Australia or somewhere where it's summer, have fun at the beach.
Yeah, enjoy.
Have
See
a
you.
good,
See you
have a good
Tuesday.
weekend. See you
Bye.
Tuesday. Bye.